Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Courtney, and today I'm doing part 2 of my GoPro Hero10 versus the GoPro Max review. So if you want to see the actual unboxing of the Hero10 and like kind of comparing it to just like the body of the Max, you can go check out my other video, which I'll link up in the card for you. And that video lays out a more detailed spec comparison if you want to go check that out. So in this video, I'm just going to be talking about my thoughts on both of them after using them for a little bit. I definitely didn't test them as thoroughly and compare them as much as I would like to, and the footage that I got really didn't turn out that well. So I'll share some clips of that footage with you. But basically, this is me giving you my final thoughts and letting you know if I decided to keep the Hero10 or not. I'd like to point out that I'm kind of coming at this review not from like the usual perspective. I wasn't really looking to get an action camera. I'm really trying to just build out all of my equipment, and I had been using my Sony a7C for like my main filming camera, and then I was using my iPhone for the overhead camera, which is working well, but it's kind of annoying to have to record really long videos on your phone and then manage the footage. And then if somebody called, or if I'd put my phone in airplane mode, then I would miss calls. So I definitely really wanted to get, first and foremost, a camera to replace my iPhone for my overhead camera. And then secondly, I kind of wanted just to have another camera that I could use for more vlog-like type of videos. I really wasn't looking for an action camera specifically. It was just my brother had the Max, and we were both curious to see if the GoPro 10 would be a lot better footage, because we were never that impressed with the Max footage, other than just it was really stable and the 360 features really cool. And I guess up until the end of last year was pretty unique to GoPro having that 360 camera, but now there's several other ones to choose from. So we were just hoping that maybe the 10 would have a lot better image quality than the Max. So we figured we'd give it a try. Based off me wanting to really get it for an overhead camera, I really quickly determined that it wasn't gonna work out for that. It still really does not do great in low lighting. Even with all of my studio lights and everything I have going on here, it just is really pixely. And then because it's kind of like you don't have any control over the focus, I would have something here and trying to focus on like my iPad screen, and it never would really fully come into focus. It just really did not work out at all as an overhead camera, which I was kind of expecting, but I was hoping the GoPro had maybe overcome the low performance and low lighting that they are notorious for. So honestly, I still don't think that the GoPro really is that great for indoor shooting unless you have really like a crap ton of light, which I don't feel like setting up already more lights than I already have set up for my videos. Between the Sony a7C and then just my iPhone camera, I really just felt like the 10 as well as the Max still really weren't giving me the footage that I wanted to capture. Obviously the image stabilization is really nice, better than either of those devices, but that doesn't bother me that much. Like that wasn't a deal breaker, because again, I'm not really trying to film me mountain biking, because like when I go with my brother, it's very slow, very boring. Nobody wants to see that footage. So between not being able to control your image focus to get that blurry background, and then it not doing well in low light and still being really grainy, it just really didn't work out for me. And I don't think that my brother was that impressed with the image quality improvement from the Max to the 10 that we felt like we wanted to keep that camera. We're still hoping that GoPro is going to be coming out with a new 360, because I think he actually really enjoys the 360 footage. It's cool. I don't know, I could take or leave it. So I'm hoping that GoPro will come out with another 360 camera that maybe we can compare that to. Hopefully they'll really be able to increase the resolution quality in the next Max that they come out with. But if you're like me, which is what I'm making this video for, if you're looking at getting the GoPro for more of like a vlogging camera and then to use maybe as a secondary camera, maybe you wanted to use your iPhone for your main filming camera, which is what I did in the beginning, and then the GoPro for overhead or vice versa, I don't think that the GoPro really is gonna work for you unless you're doing everything like outside. You know, GoPro's footage always looks freaking amazing, but they're doing their stuff in optimal settings, which most people aren't able to get necessarily. So if you're looking at for those things, overhead camera, vlogging, just more chill video that you don't really care about the image stabilization, you're probably honestly better with your smartphone camera or the Sony ZV-1 or the Sony ZV-E10, which those were the two other cameras that I was kind of comparing. I decided to try the Hero10, but then decided to return it and get something else. The Hero10 is obviously the cheapest of those three cameras, and is still probably cheaper than even like the lowest level iPhone that you can get. They're all under $1,000, and they're all really popular vlogging camera options to consider. And I feel like you're definitely getting a lot more for your money when you get any of the other cameras. Obviously, if you get a phone, you're getting tons of stuff out of that. With the Sony ZV-E10, you're getting a mirrorless camera with exchangeable lenses on it. So I feel like that's like a really good entry point camera if you're looking at trying to get really good image quality and you're trying to just have more full control over your footage. The Sony ZV-E10 is probably the thing that you'll still get the most flexibility out of using minus really stable video, which I'm sure you already knew that. So like I said, I definitely would like to try getting a GoPro again in the future. They continue to get better, just like every other camera out there. I feel like if I was ever to start really traveling or something, that would be awesome to have, and then you could take it like into the water with you because it's waterproof. So it does have a lot of really cool durability, unique features. So I definitely would like to get one again. With my budget right now, I just really couldn't afford both to keep the Hero10 and then also get an overhead camera. Somewhere down the road, I'll probably end up getting another GoPro. And to be fair, I definitely, like I said, I didn't have as much time to test it out as I would have liked. When I did actually test it outside, I didn't probably do as much research as I should have, looking into like what settings are best for the Hero10. I kind of just tried to match what was going on with the Max and then with the Hero10 to get them to be as comparable as possible. Of course, after I returned it and like doing more research for even this video, I found a really good website post that had a really good breakdown of if you're trying to film this type of shot, these are the settings you should use. So that would have been really useful to have when I was actually testing it out. But if you do have a Hero10, I'll put a link down to that below if you want to check that out. Like the GoPro obviously has the highest resolution of the two of them. Based on my research, you would think that the Hero10 would have better image stabilization because it has a newer technology for the image stabilization. But apparently because the GoPro Max has so many pixels that it's working with, that's 360 degrees for the pixels, apparently the image stabilization is actually better in the Max still. So if you're looking into getting a really intense action camera, the Max might actually still be the better way for you to go if you're willing to sacrifice the resolution a little bit. And then the Hero10 also has a lot more frame rate settings. So if you are really into doing slow-mo or you want more cinematic footage, the Hero10 would be better for you for that. But if you want just the best image stabilization, you're probably still looking at the Max. And if you want 360, then you're only going to be able to look at getting the Max. And it kind of also seems, unfortunately, that with a lot of them, a lot of the people recommend to use more of a flat picture profile when you're filming with these cameras, which then means you have to do more color grading afterwards. And I just really haven't figured out color grading yet. So that's definitely not something that I was interested in doing. I'd prefer to get the camera settings as good as I possibly can, and then hopefully have to do very little, if any, sort of color grading after it's been recorded. So if you're getting a GoPro and you want to actually make your footage look really good, you're looking at having to probably do more color grading after you're finished recording, as opposed to if you had, again, like the Sony ZV-1 or the Sony ZV-E10, which you can set up your shot really well that you probably wouldn't have to do as much color correction. If you're looking for the best image stabilization and 360, that's GoPro Max. If you're looking for cinematic footage, that's definitely still an action camera. Or if you want to be more waterproof or you want to control more frame rates so you can do more slow motion and fun things in that way, then you're looking at a Hero10. But if you're looking for things that work indoor, that you can, you know, maybe you're trying to like learn how to use a camera and figure out the settings, then you're definitely looking more at getting like the Sony ZV-1 or the Sony ZV-E10. Like those are, again, probably two of the most popular vlogging cameras out there right now. And if you already have a GoPro Max and you're trying to figure out if you should upgrade to the Hero10, I kind of feel like you probably should wait, because I feel like GoPro has to be coming out with something new soon. And I don't think you'd be that blown away with the improvements. If you're just using it for more like fun hobby on your phone, the Max should probably be good enough for doing that. If you want to put it like on a TV or make YouTube videos with it, then maybe you'd benefit more from the Hero10. I don't think it's that huge of an upgrade. I think I would probably consider waiting this year to see if GoPro comes out with anything else new. So yeah, that's my final thoughts on the GoPro Hero10 and the GoPro Max. Hopefully it was helpful to you a little bit. I know the video is kind of all over the place. Again, I was probably looking at getting the GoPro 10 from a different perspective than what most people who are looking at that camera are getting it for, basically. So hopefully that was kind of helpful if you're looking at either of those cameras or trying to decide what to get as your next camera. Feel free to leave any questions or comments down below. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Ring. Where you go, Bobby? What's this? What's that? Hey, what's this?
You don't know what. Cass is just like, what is happening? I'm stressed out.
Hi.
Oh, you good girl. Don't jump on me again.
Yes.
This is your first time out in the wild.
Yes. Down. Down.
Hey, Mom, get my belly dirty. It's just her head. Hold on, Moch. 1 second. 1 second. Yes.
Good girl. He's coming after you. Oh.